Good morning everyone. Welcome to the video tutorial of class 6 science. So students, this is the chapter number 10 of your NCERT book, that is motion and measurement of distance. In the previous two videos of this chapter, we have discussed about story of transport, distance, selecting a mode of transport, measurement, need of standard unit of measurement. Okay, so now here in this video we will discuss rest of the topics of this chapter. This is the part 3 of your chapter number 10, that is motion and measurement of distance. So we have discussed in our previous video that there are some units which are used in all the countries of the world for some physical quantities like length, time, mass and temperature. So the standard unit of length is meter and the symbol of meter is small m, and 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter, 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeter, and 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meter. So the symbol of unit is always written with small letter, like the symbol of meter is small m. Okay, so we have different instruments to measure length, like we have this inches tape. I think you all of you have seen this tape in a tailor shop, and the students always use these scales, meter scale and centimeter scale. At construction site, this scale is being used by the workers. So we have so many instruments to measure length. So if the object is small and straight, so we can use a 15-meter scale of our geometry box to measure its length. And a ruler or a scale is marked in centimeters and millimeters. And if the object is big and straight, so we can use either a meter rod or a measuring tape to measure its length. For example, a tailor uses a measuring tape, whereas a cloth merchant uses a meter rod. And if the object is not straight, so we have to use only a measuring tape for marking measurement of length. For example, if you visit a tailor shop, so a tailor can measure our chest only by using a measuring tape. Why? Because a measuring tape can be bent around our chest. Okay. Every scale has marked in centimeters and millimeters, and 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeter and 10 millimeter is equals to 1 centimeter. And we all know that 1 meter is also equals to 100 centimeter. So from this point 0 till 1, this is 1 centimeter. And each centimeter has 10 equal divisions, which are known as millimeter. As you can see here also, from this 0 till this 1, we have 10 divisions. You can count these divisions. These are 10 in numbers, and that is why 1 centimeter is equals to 10 millimeter, or you can say that 10 millimeter is equals to 1 centimeter. And 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter, or 100 centimeter is equals to 1 meter. So 1 meter is equals to 100 divisions, or 1 division is equals to 1 centimeter. So if we add 1 divisions of 1 centimeter 100 times, so it will be equal to 1 meter. Okay, and 1 meter is equals to 100 divisions, right? And 1000 meter is equals to 1 kilometer. It means if we add 1 meter 100 times, so it will be equals to 1 kilometer. So 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meter, and 1000 meter is equals to 1 kilometer. Now let's understand it with an example. The length of an object is 3 meter. Calculate the length in centimeter. So if the length of any object is 3 meter and we have to calculate the length in centimeter. So what we have to do here, if the length of an object is 3 meter and we know that 1 meter is always equals to 100 centimeter. So if we add these 100 plus 100 plus 100, so it will be equal to 300 centimeter. So it means the length in centimeter is 300 centimeter, because if 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter, so 3 meter is equals to 300 centimeter. So the answer is 300 centimeter. Now our next question is, distance from Delhi to Shimla is 342 kilometer. Calculate the distance in meters. So what we have to do here, we all know that 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meter, or 1000 meter is equals to 1 kilometer, and we have to calculate the distance of 342 kilometers in meters. So what we have to do here is 342 kilometers is equals to 342 into 1000, because 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meter. So 342 kilometer is 342 into multiply by 1000 meters, and the answer is 342000 meter. So the answer is 342000 meter. If we look around, we observe so many objects around us which do not appear to move, like our house, dining table, mountains, trees, roads, pillars or towers, school. These objects never appear to move. So the object which never appear to move are known as stationary objects. So we have so many stationary objects like our window, like our door, blackboard, so many objects. Okay, so those objects which do not move, they are known as the stationary object. And on the other hand, we see humans, other animals, and various objects move from one place to another. For example, a man walking on a road, a girl playing in the ground, a bus moving on a road, pendulum of a wall clock. All these are the examples of object which move or which appear to move. So we have two types of objects, one at rest and the other which are in motion. And an object is said to be at rest if its position remains constant with respect to the stationary object in its surrounding. And an object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to a stationary object. Okay, so if an object changes its position, so they are in motion, and if they do not change its position and remain constant, it means they are at rest or they are stationary objects. So you can see here also, an object is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to time, and an object is said to be at rest if it doesn't change its position with respect to time. Okay, so the objects are of two type, one at rest and the other which are at in motion. And the motion is of different types. We have different types of motion. Now let's discuss them one by one. The motion is of different types: rectilinear motion, circular motion, periodic motion, and rotational motion. Okay, we have oscillatory motion also, vibratory motion also, curvilinear motion also. Okay, so now let's discuss them one by one. So the first one is the rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion is a type of motion in which objects move along a straight line. So rectilinear motion is a motion in which the objects always move in a straight line, and this type of motion is also known as straight line motion. Okay, now let's discuss them with examples. So the objects which move in a straight line like this, they are known as they are considered as the object which are in rectilinear motion. Those objects which always move in a straight line. Okay. So here we have the examples of rectilinear motion. First one is motion of vehicles like car, bike, etc. on a straight road. Next is a motion of a train on a straight track. March past of soldiers in a parade. They always move in a straight line. The train also move on a straight track in a straight line. And on a straight road, car, bike also move in straight line motion. Any person running on a straight track or straight road, they also have rectilinear motion. Kids sliding down from a slide, lift moving up and down, all these are the examples of rectilinear motion. Okay, so those objects which move in a straight line, they have the rectilinear motion. Like this train is in rectilinear motion. This march past of soldier is in rectilinear motion. This girl walking on a straight road, they also have rectilinear motion. This panda sliding on a slide, they also have rectilinear motion. So all these are the examples of rectilinear motion. Now the next type of motion is circular motion. Type of motion in which an object moves around a circular path is called as circular motion. Those objects which move around a circular path, they always have circular motion when a body moves along a circular path. So it is said to be in circular motion. For example, the earth moves around the sun in a circular path. So any object which moves in circular path, they always have circular motion, and we have so many examples of circular motion. First is the moon revolving around the earth, they have circular motion. Earth revolving around the sun, they also have circular motion. Satellites moving around earth, they also have circular motion. Motion of stone tied in a thread and rotated. Motion of any point on blade of an electric fan. Motion of any point of the second hand of clock. Motion of person sitting on merry-go-round. All these are the examples of circular motion. You can see here also, this is a fan moving in around a circular path, so they have circular motion. This second hand of the clock, they also have circular motion. This merry-go-round, they also have circular motion. They always move along a circular path, so they also have circular motion. So these are the examples of circular motion. Now the next type of motion is So the motion in which an object or a part of it repeats its motion after a fixed interval of time is called periodic motion. The motion which repeat after an interval of time or after regular intervals, that is known as periodic motion. And we have so many examples of periodic motion, like motion of a pendulum, of a clock, motion of a child on a swing, heartbeat of a healthy person, bouncing ball, motion of earth, rotation and revolution, revolution of moon around the earth. These all are the examples of periodic motion. Okay, you can see here also this pendulum have periodic motion because it repeat its motion after regular interval of time, so they have periodic motion. This child on a swing, they have periodic motion. The heartbeat of a healthy person, it also repeats after regular interval of time, so they also have periodic motion. So all these are the examples of periodic motion. Now the next type of motion is rotational motion. So rotational motion is a type of motion where an object spins on its own axis. So it is a type of motion in which an object spins on its own axis. Axis passes through the objects. Now let's discuss it with an example. So we have so many examples of rotational motion, but the very common example is the spinning top. Okay, the spinning top always rotate around its axis. That is why they all have rotatory motion. So this is a very common example of rotational motion. Now we have so many other examples also, like the rotation of earth on its own axis, motion of spinning top, rotation of windmill, turning of a bicycle wheel, motion of hands of watch, motion of ceiling fan. They also have rotational motion. I think you may get confused between circular motion and rotational motion. So let me clear it. So in circular motion, the object moves along a circular path. They do not have any fixed axis. But in rotatory motion or rotational motion, the object always move about a fixed axis without changing its position. Okay, so this is the difference between the circular motion and the rotational motion. We have oscillatory motion also. Oscillatory motion, when a body moves backward and forward about its mean position, the motion is known as oscillatory motion. For example, the to and fro motion of stone, girls on a swing. Okay, these are the examples of oscillatory motion. The piston of a car, the pendulum of a clock. Okay, all these are the examples of oscillatory motion. The next type of motion is vibratory motion. The motion in which a part or parts of a body always remains fixed and do not move with the rest of the body moves to and fro in a definite style, that is known as vibratory motion. For example, during breathing, our chest expand and contract. Okay, this motion is vibratory in nature. So this is all about this chapter number 10, motion and measurement of distance. I hope you have understood this chapter very well. Thank you and see you in the next video.